Welcome back, everybody. So today we have an issue with one of the kids' bikes. It's a Eton Viper 150, and when you turn the switch on, nothing happens. It doesn't, no love, nothing. The gauge doesn't come on, doesn't tell you what gear you're in. Obviously it won't start. No start. So we're going to test it out and see if we can fix it. I think we've got a solution. All right, so we pressed down the tab and pulled out the key switch. And on the Etons and a lot of the Gy6 engines, it's two wires. So when we were turning the switch, it wasn't engaging these two wires, so we weren't getting a light. So I'll stick a test probe in there. Test probe in there. So you can see when those two touch together, we get light. When you take them apart, no light. When you touch them together, you get light. So now we know everything else is good, and this is not making connection inside of itself anymore. You can try to repair these if you really want to, but it's a sealed up body, and probably the terminals inside are not making good connection. For the price of it though, I ordered this online. It was $15 to the door. It's got 4 wires on it, just like that one. It says it fits. So let's throw some dielectric grease on the terminals and then plug it together and see what happens. All right, so we got our dielectric grease on there. We're gonna take our plug, snap it together. Now, all right, so now that we got it snapped together, let's see what happens when we turn it. All right, we got lights, we got power. Off, on, off. All right, so now that we've got this fish back through the hole, I'm just gonna shove this back down in there. I'll come back with a zip tie and secure that up later, but that's done. So old switch had failed on us, but we were able to replace it pretty easily, and now we have a reliable switch again. All right, so this is something you can do on any of your electrical connectors that are not sealed. Since this was an aftermarket harness and it didn't come with sealed connectors on the back, I'm just going to throw a little bit of hot glue. Shove it down in there and then just sort of scrub off the excess. I'm just going to squirt a little bit more down in there. In between the wires. Make sure you don't melt your wires, obviously. That's not going to be as good as a factory waterproof connector, you know, necessarily. It might be, but depending on what factory made it. But that's definitely going to keep a lot of the water out of there, so you shouldn't have any problems. It's all zip tied and tucked away and glued up. Best of all, when you turn on the key, it works. In case anybody was wondering, the connector's not glued together. You can still unsnap it. I just glued the back side of that plug where the wires came in so that moisture couldn't get in there. But you can still open and take off the key just like how we did before.